Hello there, Carrie Rhodes here. I am excited today to be participating in an introductory hop for the Crescent Creation Etsy shop. In today's hop, I am showcasing these fun embellishments found at the Crescent Creation Etsy shop. You can go there and get 10% off using the code CARRIE10. And I will be making some shaker cards with these fun embellishments that are centered around Halloween and the Peekaboo Coaster stamp set from Avery Elle. So here are the images that I stamped out for my cards today. I stamped them twice since I'm making 2 cards. For my first background, I am stamping the stars from this stamp set with some clear pigment ink, and then I'm going to go over the top of that using some PanPastels. These PanPastels are so quick and easy for creating backgrounds, and I love how it sticks to the stamped image in a more concentrated look than it does on the paper without the ink. So it makes a really beautiful background. Once that is all covered, I am then going to splatter on some silks. I love splatter, and these silks make it quick and easy to do. Each of them has like an iridescent finish to them, so when you turn it in the light you can see some sparkle and shimmer. So I have orange, white, and black on this background. Now for PanPastels, you're going to want to set it with a fixative spray, and I'm going to take this outside and spray that and set it aside to use for my card. For my second background for card number 2, I'm going to blend 2 different colors together to get kind of a purplish looking sunset. So I'm going to have one color at the top, one color at the bottom, and then in the middle they're going to create their own magical purple. This is just gorgeous. I love this background. Look at that pretty color it makes in the middle. This time I'm going to stamp the same cluster of stars over the top of the panel that I already blended with the PanPastels. And then I'm going to bring in my silver PanPastel and a little tiny blending tool and go over the top. Now this is also going to stick to that ink, and then it's going to leave a little bit of silver there. And I will go around and apply the PanPastel, and then I will go back over it and kind of blend out that pastel that's sitting on top of the paper. And it will kind of look like a little bit of a mist in the night sky when it's all blended out. And I'm going to splatter that with some bright purple or kind of fuchsia. It's called Cosmic Grape Silk. Set that aside to dry and also spray it with the fixative spray. And I'm coloring out my images with my COPIC markers. This first one I am covering with Y02 as my lightest color, and then my darkest color is E15 and my midtone is E13. And I did decide to go over this a second time, and I added in E11 when I did that, just to intensify the color a little bit more. And you can see there what it looks like all finished. And I'm going to move on to my skunk. Isn't he so cute? I love the skunk. And I am using T markers to color him black. So my darkest color is T9, my mid-tone is T7, and my lightest color is T5. So I like to put down my lightest color first, come in with my darkest color, blend that out a little bit with my mid-tone, and then go over it again with my lightest. Sometimes I like to go over it a second time if I need to kind of perfect the blend, but mostly I just do this one time. I'm adding some E04 for their cheeks, and then for the white parts of the skunk I have my T1 and T0 markers. And then I will color out these little coaster cars. I want the colors in my stamped images to coordinate with the shaker elements that I'm going to be using in today's cards. So these coaster cars are going to be orange and black, and I'm going to use the same colors that I used on the skunk, but for this orange car I'm going to use Y02 and Y07 and Y 17. I don't remember. I put the caps on the screen so you can see them. And here's the second card. So I'm going to flip it. So the largest or outer part of the card will be black, and then the middle part will be orange. So they're kind of opposite of each other, and I think really fun. And I just thought having these critters go to like a night carnival for Halloween was a really fun idea for this set, and another way to use it beyond summertime when you would think of creating cards for like the fair. So now I'm going to highlight each of these images with my Jelly Roll pen, adding some lines and dots where I want them to just help bring them to life. I love the little dots on the feathers on the owl's tummy. All right, then I will take the coordinating dies and die cut out all of these images. Every single one of them has a coordinating die. Yay, I love that. And then I'm going to stamp the coaster part of this onto my 5.5 by 4 1/4 inch piece of paper. I'm going to ink it up 2 times so it's nice and crisp and dark. And then once that is all stamped out, I'm going to add a little bit of shadowing to it with my T0 marker just to give it a little bit more depth and, you know, kind of bring it to life, have it have some shadows. And then once that's done, I need it to match what's going on my background, and I feel like you would be able to see through this, and so I'm going to put just a light dusting of that same orange PanPastel, and then I'll use the die to cut this out and just fit it right in there with that curve of the stamped image, and then I will have my piece ready to go. I'll glue all those pieces together. I have a 1/8 of an inch border all the way around this panel, and it's probably about a 1/16 of an inch, just a tiny hair of dark orange around there. And then I'm going to put all the pieces together. So the skunk is going to go in the orange car, and I'll add his little paws. They're so cute once you add those paws. They just really bring these Peekaboo Pal images to life. And then the owl will go into the other car. I'm going to glue those right onto the card base. No dimension this time because I am going to be making a full shaker card. Like the whole entire thing is a shaker. You'll see. I'm going to use my fuse tool and put the sequins right in there. It's so cool. All right, so I'm going to add some sentiments from this set. One says woohoo, and then the other one says enjoy the ride. And then next comes these cute little pumpkins. Aren't they cute? From another Avery Elle stamp set that is designed for Halloween, the Peekaboo Ghouls. And that just really adds to the Halloween look of this card. And now it is time for the fun embellishments. So I have Halloween clay elements, and these are so fun because there's a mix of clay elements and sequins in there. So there's little cat sequins and little bats, and then you have the clay images that are like spider webs and jack-o'-lanterns and little eyeballs. And then I'm going to add some seed beads. Now adding seed beads to your shaker cards is really fun because it adds a little bit extra noise, and it really helps move things around. So now I'm sandwiching this card between 2 pieces of plastic that were formerly a scrapbook page protector. And I have my fuse tool, which is heated up for about 10 minutes. I'm making sure that it's rolling freely and giving it a little test run on the corner there. Now the fuse tool comes with this ruler. You want to use it to press down the plastic to make sure those 2 pieces of plastic are touching very tightly. And then also when you're rolling your fuse tool, you want to press down and roll steadily as you go, and that will help ensure a good seal. So I'm just doing all of the sides. You could do 3 sides, then put in your shaker elements and seal the last side, but I for some reason like to put mine in first. Probably makes no sense. I also like to use a piece of cardboard because it has a little bit of give that seems to help make the seal better. So now I'm just going around and checking to make sure all 4 sides have actually sealed. If they don't, you can always flip this over and try to seal it again from the back for any parts that didn't quite melt. And now I'm going to trim this off. You could use a paper cutter, but I have found I don't always get a perfectly straight line when I do my fuse tool, so it's easier for me to use scissors. And there is my full shaker card. And I love the way it turned out with those fun shaker elements. Now you could always write on the back of this before you seal it up, or you could attach like a cute post-it note or write with a Sharpie. The sky's the limit there for that full shaker card. All right, we're on to card number 2. I die cut a circle out of the center, and then I'm going to stamp the coaster across the bottom of this and come in and color some more images. So this time for my skunk, I wanted to give him just a little hint of purple. So I'm mixing some tonal gray markers in with my violet markers, and this will give him a little touch of purple, which I think is like a fun shadow for a nighttime scene. Like the purple might be reflecting from the sunset, and it just makes it that much more fun. All right, so now for the white parts, I'm bringing in my V01 and adding a little bit of purple to the white parts even, and then using that also to kind of help blend out the purple on the skunk itself. And I just absolutely love the way that this turned out. He is adorable with the touch of purple. Now for the owl, I'm going to color him gray. So I'm starting out with my lightest T0, and then I'll bring in my darkest, which will be T5. And you can see I'm flicking out the color around his beak, and I really like this method of coloring this owl the best. So now I'm doing T1 as my mid-tone, and then bringing back my T0 to blend things out, and a little bit of that V01 as an accent for the owl. Now I wanted to color the cars for this card a little bit different. Still the same colors, but just a different coloring method. So for this front car, having the darkest color fade from the front to the back was really a cool look that I loved. So you don't have to color in the stripes every time. They could be like pinstripes. So also I thought about this, and I didn't go back and do it, but you could add a wink of Stella across those stripes on the car, and it would just make it so cool. So this one's also going to have an ombre look, but I'm starting with my T9 and then my T7, my T5, and my T3 for that smaller car. And then I'll die cut out all of these pieces and adhere them all together. So I put the skunk in the other car this time and the owl in the front car, and you can see I added stars to each of the cars, and they're cute little hands. I love them. So I glued down my connecting piece, and then I'm going to pop up my 2 cars. So cute. And then I will go ahead and glue on a window sheet to the back of that panel, and then I'm going to die cut a piece of fun foam with a larger circle and adhere that to the back. This is going to help my panel be raised up so I have a place to put my shaker elements. So here's a second set of Halloween shaker bits. Aren't they so fun? Look at that giant jack-o'-lantern in there. This is all shiny fun, and then I have some purple seed beads I'll add to that, and then I'm going to add on a second window sheet to sandwich this in and keep those shaker bits inside. And then all around the edge of my second shaker or window sheet, sorry, I'm going to put some adhesive on that as well as glue on the foam, just because I really want to make sure that this sticks to the foam. While that's drying, I'm going to stamp a sentiment, and I'm using clear pigment ink and that same orange PanPastel again to bring out that sentiment. I thought it was just a really fun look that I wanted to repeat on this card because the PanPastels are so fun to use. So once that is all done, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a banner die to cut it out for just to make it quick and easy to do. And I also did spray set that sentiment as well. So that's going to go over the opening for our moon, just gluing that into place. And then I want the back of my moon to be white, but I thought it would be fun to use some glitter paper. So I stuck down a piece of glitter paper to my card base, and I thought that looked really fun. So I'll go ahead and glue this whole entire panel down to my top folding A2 size card base. So that's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And we'll just make sure that has some time to sit and dry. And then I'm going to take these really fun gems, also from Crescent Creation. Some of them look silver. That's just the back side. They're actually kind of a golden copper colored gem, and so they really help bring out the orange in this card, and I just couldn't help but put a ton of them all over. I have this section greatly sped up because my jewel picker does not want to stick. So I did have a few issues, and I believe washing it off in warm soapy water will help it become sticky again. So I'm going to try it and let you guys know if that helps. So here I am just finishing that off, and that completes both of my cards. You guys know, if you've been around my channel before, that I love to make shaker cards, and so I found these embellishments super fun to play with. Also in the Crescent Creation shop, there are some fun ornament sequins that you can string, and they are a limited item, and you can get them while supplies last in gold or silver. I pictured them here, and you can go to the crescentcreation.com blog to find their Etsy shop, or Crescent Creation US on Etsy, and you can use, remember, the code CARRY10 to get 10% off. Make sure that you enter the giveaway by going to each stop on the hop. You're gonna like, comment, and subscribe along the way for a chance to win a $25 shopping spree to the Crescent Creation Etsy store. I thank you so much for stopping by. If you want more details on this giveaway, everything is in the description box for you below, as well as the supplies that I used to make today's cards. Have a great week and happy stamping. Bye!